All right, so let's get right into it on day 3. So we're going to start with the front foot elevated barbell reverse lunge. So you see I'm using the Reebok step box because you don't want too much height on this, but you want to be able to reverse lunge and really drop that back knee, but also staying nice and balanced. So I think I'm doing it with 115, I believe. So once again, this isn't about the weight, it's about the balance, being able to stabilize at the bottom as well as the top, and then alternating, getting basically 10 reps on the first leg, and then switching and doing 10 reps on the second leg. So you want to really isolate, keep that leg nice and stable. As you can see from this angle, it's really about balance, getting the depth on that back knee, and staying nice and balanced throughout the entire movement. So that's going to be our first exercise, and it will be followed up with the superset. So basically, we have coming up our second exercise, which is going to be a single leg kettlebell RDL, so Romanian deadlift. And you see this angle. So the goal, especially for the athletes out there, this goal is to try to execute this without that opposite leg touching. You want to be able to balance on that one leg, keep nice form, get good depth. For me, I usually very lightly tap the kettlebell on the ground. You can stop it right before, but you want to be controlled throughout the entire movement as you execute 10 reps on each leg. And once again, we're isolating. So finish all 10 reps on that first leg and then alternate to the second. And as you see there, you see the balance. You see basically I'm focusing on stabilizing. It looks like I had more balance in my left leg than I do my right. But it's very good to have these single leg isolation exercises because you'll find some of those imbalances and things like that as you perform them. So we'll go from there. So our next one, which should be coming up here pretty soon, we're just going to transition to our second superset. And we're going to go with a close stance. We're going to go with a close stance kettlebell squat. And this one, so you see how narrow we are. So you want to come in about shoulder width, maybe even a little bit tighter. You still want to go elbows to knees so you get that depth that you need. And this is more of a tempo. We got 4 sets of 15. So you see the pace, you see the tempo, but we're really sitting back on those heels in order to create that dynamic kettlebell squat. And this superset is going to be with one of my favorite, which is the band barbell RDL. So you see the band setup. I wanted to make sure I took time to show you guys how to set the band up on this exercise. So you see it's right outside your hand position. You want to extend at the top, and then you want to perform a traditional RDL with that band resistance. And this is going to be 8 to 10 reps, and really focusing on control down and a nice explosive through the top and bringing your hips as well. And that's going to be the second part of the second superset before we transition to the next exercise. All right, so here we go. This is going to be our leg extension. So we're going to keep it old school on this. So we're going leg extension, but we're going 21s. So you see we're executing the first 7 reps of just the bottom half of the movement. So you want to go from basically right about a 90-degree angle, and you're just going to go that first half of 7. Then you're going to execute the top half of 7, which I'm doing right now. And then once you complete that 7, now you want to go for the full range of motion for the final 7. So you got 7 bottom half, 7 top half, and then 7 full range of motion, which is going to create a burn. It's going to create fire. So now we're going leg curl machine as well. So same exact system. We're going 3. We're doing 21s on that. So we got 7 bottom half. Then we'll transition to 7 top half. And then we'll transition to 7 full reps, which will give us our 21s. So once again, these are gonna feel great. You're gonna get a nice burn, but it's good to work dynamically throughout that hamstring, especially for athletes, because most athletes' weakest area is their hamstrings or their posterior chain as a whole. So great exercise. And then from there, we're gonna transition. We got dumbbell squat jumps. So this is progressive. So the first round is going to be 10 jumps. And so you're going to pick a weight for 10. And then the second set, we're going to go to 8 reps. So on this one, you can go up a little bit in weight. And then we're going to perform 6 reps on our third set. and then we're going to come right back and finish with 4 reps. So the goal is to progress in weight as we reduce the actual repetitions for our dumbbell squat jumps. So just, I think I started at maybe 10, then went to 15, then 20, 25, something along those lines as you progress. And then the final regular exercise before we get to core is going to be rack position, kettlebell sled walking lunge for 25 yards. So just so you guys can see the angles, we have the chain, the kettlebells, we call it rack position because you can see how we're holding them. I mean, we're kind of far out, obviously, but we're going to come back this way on video so you'll be able to see it. So basically, keeping those kettlebells up nice and high, it almost creates like a front squat kind of lunge or front lunge kind of atmosphere to really activate that core. And then you want to keep your lunges dynamic and nice and low so you're driving through because you're pulling the chain, or excuse me, pulling the sled. So another great dynamic exercise that I love that really works a lot of core stabilization, a lot of balance, and of course power. And then now we will finish with our core work. So we're going hanging single leg raise. So we're going to go singles. As you see it, we want to dorsiflex at the top, really working those hip flexors, working that lower core, working a lot of overall stabilization. So we're doing those hanging. So we're going to do the alternating first, and then we're going to come back with the double leg knee raise, which you see we just started right now. So the double leg knee raise is going to be our finisher, and we're going to go 3 rounds of our core exercises, and that's going to complete day 3. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Hopefully you guys are working hard. Make sure you tag us, share it, and we'll see you on the next one.